Hi, today I'll be teaching you how to make a simple program in Microsoft Visual Basic 2008 Express Edition. Right now, I'll teach you how to make a GUI for an area calculator. A GUI stands for Graphic User Interface, and that is what the user sees, enters information, and the computer uses that information and calculates whatever it needs to do. So, the first thing we want to do is add labels so the person knows what to enter where. Over here we have common controls. These are all things that can be placed onto your GUI, and each of them have their own set of properties. Find the label and click it. Come over to your Form 1 and just drag it. Doesn't matter how big it is because it'll auto size. Now select it and go down to your properties window right here. Now you can scroll. These are all properties of this one label. They're in their own category: accessibility, appearance, behavior, data, design, focus, layout. So the main two properties we want to focus on are text and name. Let's go up to text. This is what the user will see on the GUI. Text. Since we're making an area calculator, let's call it length. You just want to hit enter. If you go back to your GUI, you'll see that it has changed to length. So now let's go back down to our properties window and find name. The computer doesn't know what length is, so we have to give it a specific name so the computer knows what it is. All common controls, everything that goes on your GUI should have a name, a proper assigned name. Most likely you'll find on most programs they have a prefix like LBL for label, or BT for button, RB, RAD for radio button. It doesn't matter, but we'll name this LBL length so the computer knows what it is, and hit enter. We won't see that on the GUI because the user doesn't need anything to do with the calculations. They just need to enter the data, and the computer just computes that data. So now we need one label for width. So let's come over here, find label, select it, and just drag it. And width, well, not width, label 1 should come up again. Now you gotta make sure it's selected, because as you can see I can select 3 other things: form, length, and label 1. You want to select label 1, come over here, go find text, and you can highlight that, and text we can call it width. So let's scroll down, find name, and let's call it LBL width. Most labels won't really need a name since the computer isn't going to change up the name. So now we have width and length. We can align it, as you can see with the blue lines, to whatever other properties are in a horizontal view or a vertical view, not diagonal. As you can see, we can align it to the left, to the right, and later on when we add text boxes and all that, we can align that with the label it's corresponding to. Now you can edit it all you want, make it look like, oops, just hit delete. So you edited your labels. We need another label for our final product, which we will call area. So let's make one. Let's save some room for something else. Come over here and let's change the name first. Change the name to LBL area. Now that's done. Scroll up, find text, highlight that, and change it to width. Hit enter. Oh, whoops, not width. Area. Area, since that is what we need at the end. Area. Now we can align area to the right with it. And if any extras come up, just simply go to your keyboard and hit delete. Now we have all of the labels we need. We need text boxes in which the user can enter the information. So come over here and let's select text box. A text box will always have a defined height. So you can't, so no matter how big you make it, it'll always come out to a specific size. You can edit the length all you want. So let's just make it like that. I mean, we don't need it that big. Now we know it's not going to be that, now we know the form isn't going to be that big. Let's go back, that's why it's happening. Pointer. Always select pointer if you're not using any other GUI, whatever. So now you have a text box. This is where you enter information for anything. In Calculator, a text box is where all your information pops up. For any other program, that's where you will type in information, data, whatever. Now, you want to make another one. You want to go down here, find text box, and do that. I'm going to name it all later because text boxes are a little different. We need one more text box for area. So let's find another text box and align it with our other text box. It just makes it look better. You don't want it like over here when the rest of your text boxes are over here. You don't want it down here. You want it nice and even. So now we have 3 text boxes. Let's edit the size. Now we have 3 text boxes, right? So what we can do, is now name each one. We don't want any text because we don't want any text to show up inside our text boxes. So we go back over here. We have our length text box selected. Come over here. Find the property for name. As you can see, it's text box 1. You want to change that up. Let's call it txt for the prefix so we can find it easily in our code. Length. Hit enter. And that'll be the name. Let's go back over here to our GUI, find width, and change its name to txt width. And finally, come over to our GUI, select this area text box, come down to our properties window, go to name, type in txt area. So now we have our GUI set up. Almost. We have, what are we going to calculate with? We don't have a button or anything. Let's just edit that. Come over here, find button, and just make a button whatever size you want. I'll have it like that. Or maybe like that. And let's put the name as CMD calculate. And the name will be calculate itself. Calculate. There we go. Now as you can see, the name has changed right here. It's called calculate. Now in the form, in the coding, to get to the code window, simply double click on whatever property it is and it'll create a private sub. A private sub is something where the code will happen only if that thing on the GUI has been selected, like this. If someone types something in here to let the computer know that it has to do something, you have to double click it and enter your code into this private sub.